happy to take a few questions.
Go ahead, Christina. Morning, Mr. Secretary.
Hi.
Speaking of that foreign policy mission,
Yes.
North Korea, I'd like to ask you what you know about Kim Jong-un's health, but I don't think we'll get much out of you there. So
So you're
unless
going
you'd
to
like-
have something different.
Unless you'd like to prove me wrong. Happy to take whatever you know. But I'd like to ask you, as somebody who has a lot of knowledge of both the leader and the country, North Korea, I'm wondering if you think North Korea would be safer or more dangerous without Kim Jong-un in charge. And I'm also wondering, is the U.S. making plans for what would happen if he dies or is no longer in place as the president of that country? Thank you.
So I don't have anything to add to the status of Chairman Kim. I think the president commented on it yesterday. We did have a chance to interact with a number of North Koreans on our various trips, the ones that I took along with my team, and then when the president traveled there to meet with Chairman Kim and his team as well. So we've had a chance to meet Chairman Kim's sister and some of the other leaders there as well. Our mission is the same, regardless of what transpires inside of North Korea with respect to their leadership. Our mission remains the same, is to deliver on the agreement that Chairman Kim made with President Trump back in Singapore, and that's the fully denuclearized, verified denuclearization of North Korea. We are still hopeful that we'll find a path to negotiate that solution to get the outcome that is good for the American people, good for the North Korean people, and the whole world. Our mission simply won't change, no matter what should transpire there.
But does that mission get harder if he's no longer there?
Well, there's a lot of work to do on it. We're going to continue to focus on it. Thank you. Yes, Francesco, good morning, sir.
Good morning. I wanted to ask you on Iran. You're asking the UN Security Council to renew the arms embargo on Iran. Can the US make the argument that it is still a state participant in the JCPOA after it scratched it in 2018? And do you think this can work? And if I can add one on the COVID-19 crisis, as government and state are reopening or start planning reopening their economies, do you see a prospect or a date for lifting the travel bans and reopening the borders as well? I remember when the president announced the travel ban from Europe, he said for 30 days, and this was mid-March. Do you see anything on this?
Yeah. So let me take the second question first. We're starting, as part of the process that the Vice President's team is leading, to think not only, there's a lot of talk about how America is going to reopen, how states will do it, our particular parts of the state's going to reopen as they become safe, as we develop operational theories about how to make sure we get the economy going while we protect our citizens from the virus. We're doing the same thing with our partners around the world. State Department, DHS, Department of Transportation, or are working on the elements that will be required to get international air travel back going, not only to get the flights back in place, but to do so in a way that will give confidence to those who want to travel that they can do so and do so safely. And we've made quite a bit of progress in thinking about how to do that. And as for when State Department will reconsider its travel warnings, we'll do what we always do. We apply the same rubric, the same systems to evaluate how our travel warnings should go in place. And those are connected to how we'll think about reopening travel to these places, how the government limitations will be put in place. So there are two pieces of this. There's a DHS piece and State Department piece, as well as the travel bans, and we're working to work with countries all around the world to not only make sure that we lift those bans, that we create the conditions where people will travel, that business will go there, that people who want to go see beautiful beaches and travel on vacation or take mission trips around the world will be able to do so. And we hope that we can get those back open as each country is ready to do that, and as we're confident that people who travel in from those countries won't create tremendous increased risks to the United States as well.
Before the summer?
I'll let the Vice President talk about elements of that. We're going to do it as fast as we can and do so safely. Your first question was about Iran's ability to purchase conventional weapon systems starting on October 23rd of this year in the absence of action. We're not going to let that happen. The failures of the Iran nuclear deal are legion. One of them is now upon us. It's now just several months out, where China, Russia, other countries from around the world can all sell significant conventional weapon systems to the Iranians in October of this year. This isn't far off. This isn't some fantasy by conservatives. This is a reality. Does anybody think that the nation that today is conducting terror campaigns by Lebanese Hezbollah or Iraqi Shia movements or firing military missiles into the air ought to be permitted to purchase conventional weapon systems in just a few months. I think the world realizes that's a mistake. We're urging our E3 partners to take action which is within their capacity to do. We'll work with the UN Security Council to extend that prohibition on those arms sales. And then in the event we can't get anyone else to act, the United States is evaluating every possibility about how we might do that. And I'm not trying to be too clever by half. Your question was about us as a participant. The UN Security Council Resolution 2231 is very clear. We don't have to declare ourselves a participant. UN Security Council Resolution 2231 is unambiguous. Where the United States is a participant in the UN security, it's just there in the language. There's nothing magic about this. There's no fancy. Someone suggested this is fancy lawyering. It's just reading. It's unambiguous, and the rights that accrue to participants under UN Security Council resolution are fully available to all those participants. And we are gonna make sure that come October of this year, the Iranians aren't able to buy conventional weapons that they would be, given what President Obama and Vice President Biden delivered to the world in that terrible deal.